Your biggest mistake isn't failure, it's being too safe. You think you are stable, but you are just standing still while the rest of the world moves. Safety is a powerful drug. It numbs the pain of being average, but slowly kills the deep desire for a breakthrough that you once felt inside. We spend our lives building walls to protect ourselves from the unknown, not realizing that those very walls have become the prison of our own potential. You are currently standing in a circle of comfort, believing it is your sanctuary. But look closer, and you will see it is actually a trap. When growth stops, decay begins. Choosing the easy path today is a silent agreement to live a life of quiet desperation and regret tomorrow morning. Look around you. A generation is dying at 25, but they won't be buried until they are 75. They have traded their fire for security. You are dying a slow death because you refuse to take the risks necessary to stay alive. The world is evolving, but you are staying stagnant. Stability is an illusion that the weak use to justify their fear. The truth is, if you are not moving forward, you are already falling behind. It is time to wake up. The alarm is screaming, and the cost of your safety is becoming higher than the cost of your possible failure today. Society does not need you to be great. It needs you to be predictable. From the moment you were born, you were conditioned to follow instructions. The path is pre-designed. Go to school, get a degree, find a safe job, and wait for a retirement that might never truly satisfy your soul. We were taught that a bad grade was a disaster, and that taking a risk was dangerous. We learned how to avoid mistakes instead of learning. Modern society is built on the labor of the safe. It thrives when you stay in your lane, pay your taxes, and never ask for more. You have become a cog in a giant machine that does not care about your dreams. It only cares about your output and your total compliance. We were taught to build a golden cage and call it success. We decorated the bars until we forgot that we were even prisoners at all. The programming is deep. It tells you that change is a threat to your survival, so you cling to the familiar even when it hurts you. Your brain is wired for survival, not for happiness. It will always choose the known pain over the unknown joy unless you consciously choose otherwise today. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It is the invisible weight that keeps you on the ground when you were actually designed to fly much higher. Break the script. Recognize that the rules you are following were written by people no smarter than you to keep the world orderly and quiet. True freedom begins when you realize that the safety net is actually a spider web. It is designed to catch you and keep you right there. If you want to find the truth, you must look to the giants who walked before us. They knew that safety was a hollow promise for many. Napoleon Hill taught us that fear is nothing more than a habit of the mind. To achieve greatness, one must first break the habit of fear. Viktor Frankl, surviving the darkest corners of history, realized that between the stimulus and the response, there is a space where our ultimate power lies. In that space lies our freedom and our growth. When you choose growth over safety, you are exercising the highest form of human will and power. David Schwartz reminded us that the size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. Small thoughts lead to a very small life. Risk is not the enemy. It is the tuition you pay for greatness. Without risk, there is no reward, only the slow decay of your potential. Confidence is built through action, not through contemplation. You cannot think your way into a new life. You must act your way into it daily. The giants of history did not seek safety. They sought meaning. They understood that a life of meaning is often found in the heart of chaos. They dared to be uncomfortable. They dared to be misunderstood. And in doing so, they changed the course of human history for the better of all. Your internal compass is trying to lead you toward adventure, but your fear is holding the needle. It is time to let it spin freely. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. When you commit to a path beyond your comfort, the universe begins to conspire in your favor. I spent 2 years paralyzed by fear. I wanted to start, I wanted to share my voice, but I was terrified of what people might say. I wrote 1,000 sentences and deleted them all. I was chasing a perfection that didn't exist because I was afraid of being seen as imperfect. The safety of silence felt comfortable at first, but eventually, that silence became a heavy burden that started to crush my spirit every single day. I worried about the critics who didn't even exist yet. I gave power to ghosts, allowing them to dictate the boundaries of my own creative life. But then I realized that the pain of staying the same was finally greater than the pain of potentially failing in front of the whole world. I remember the moment I finally hit publish. My heart was racing, my palms were sweating, and I felt completely exposed to the entire world. And you know what happened? The world didn't end. The sky didn't fall. In fact, most people didn't even notice. And that was the greatest lesson. By stepping out of my safe silence, I opened a door that I didn't even know existed. I finally started to live my own truth. The criticism I feared did come, but it didn't hurt as much as the regret of staying quiet did. I was finally free from the opinions. Every risk I took built a new layer of confidence. I realized that my potential was not a destination, but a journey of constant, brave action. Don't let your story end before it even begins. Your voice matters, but only if you are willing to let it be heard by others. Stability is the most dangerous illusion of all. In a world that is constantly changing, standing still is the same as moving backward very fast. The price of your safety is your potential. You are trading the extraordinary life you could have had for a mediocre life you think you need. Every second you spend in the comfort zone is a second of your life that you will never get back. Time is the ultimate non-renewable resource. Think of all the versions of yourself that you have killed by staying safe. The entrepreneur, the artist, the traveler, they are all fading away slowly. Dreams don't die suddenly, they rust. They lose their shine and their edge until they are nothing more than a painful memory of what could be. The greatest tragedy at the end of life is not that you failed, but that you never truly tried. You lived a life that was safe. Safety is a desert where nothing grows. It is a place of survival, but never a place of flourishing or deep, meaningful human connection and joy. The world rewards the bold and the adaptable. If you cling to the past, the future will leave you behind without a second thought or care. When you choose stability over growth, you are choosing a slow descent into irrelevance. You are choosing to be a spectator in your own life. How much longer will you wait for the perfect moment? That moment does not exist. There is only now and the choices you make today. The price is high, but the cost of inaction is even higher. It is time to pay the price for the life you actually want to live. You don't need to jump off a cliff to change your life. You just need to start making different choices every single day, starting right now. Step 1. Name your fears. Write them down. When you bring them into the light, they lose their power to control your subconscious mind and actions. Step 2. Embrace the small discomforts. Do one thing today that makes you nervous. Send that email, speak up in that meeting, or start that workout. Discomfort is your compass. If it scares you a little bit, it is probably exactly what you need to do to grow as a person. Build your courage like a muscle. It starts small, but with consistent training, you will eventually be able to lift the weight of your biggest dreams. Step 3. Invest in yourself ruthlessly. Your skills and your mindset are the only real security you will ever have in this rapidly changing world. Learn a new skill that is difficult. Challenge your brain to form new connections. The more you know, the less you have to fear from change. Say no to the distractions that keep you safe and comfortable. Say yes to the challenges that push you to your absolute limits and beyond. Kicking the addiction to safety requires discipline. It requires you to be the master of your own impulses instead of a slave to your fears. Discipline is the key that unlocks the cage of stability. It is the bridge between the life you have and the life you truly want. You are not a tree, you can move. You are not a machine, you can change. You have the power to reinvent yourself starting today. The roadmap is simple, but the execution is hard. That is why so few people do it and why the rewards are so incredibly high. Don't wait for permission to be great. Take it. Your future self is waiting for you to make the brave choice right now in this moment. The journey begins with a single, uncomfortable step. You are standing at the crossroads of your life, and the choice is entirely yours to make. Will you choose the safety that kills or the risk that brings you to life? There is no middle ground in the pursuit of greatness today. Your potential is a sleeping giant. It is time to wake it up. The world is waiting for what only you can bring to the table. Stop being the person who waits for things to happen. Become the person who makes things happen. Your time is now, not later, not tomorrow. Leave the comfort zone behind. It served its purpose, but it can no longer carry you to where you are destined to go in this life. The addiction to safety ends today. Embrace the uncertainty, find your courage, and finally start to live the life you were meant for. Start now.